What's up, guys? Okay. Alrighty, folks. Welcome to the Two Honks podcast, where honks can move mountains. My name's Joe Little. Sitting to my right here is Lamar Costin.
You damn
How
straight.
are you today, Lamar?
Don't break up.
Doing good? Feeling good?
No, I'm doing pretty good. I got sunglasses on inside, but it's sunny out.
Sunglasses inside because it's sunny outside, and we need to get a podcast vibe inside.
We're inside, but it's sunny outside, so
Yep.
we're wearing sunglasses inside.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
feel pretty good about it.
Here we go.
What's going on?
Not much, man. So I spent a lot of time in my car today.
Sweet.
I spent a very large amount of time in my car, and I listened to our entire last podcast.
Really?
On
What do you
the
think?
drive down.
Did you subscribe?
I subscribed.
Did you like it?
I downloaded, and I think that we are dumb.
Right. That was what I was gonna say. Do
Yeah.
you think we're really stupid?
I think that we're really stupid and we're dumb.
So you think we're stupid or something?
Yeah, I think we're dumb.
Yeah.
But, it's okay. That's fine.
That's okay.
That's okay.
We can be stupid.
That's something that we're allowed to be.
Maybe
You know?
maybe we won't be sometime, someday.
It doesn't make us inadequate.
We're okay the way we are, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm fine with who I am.
I
I'm fine.
think I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm having fun.
I'm straight up not having a good time right now. That's good though. So we're a bunch of stupid
yeah.
idiots,
Yeah,
and that's okay.
We're a bunch of dumb idiots.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I had to drive to Albany, Oregon,
Okay.
so that I could get tags for my car.
Oh,
Because that's what it's come to. I had to schedule an appointment about 2 months out. I had to drive an hour and 15 minutes away from my own house
that's really
to
dumb.
register my own vehicle.
You had to go there, or you didn't? You didn't just want to?
Well, I mean, I technically didn't have to, but I'm about to go on a road trip down
Right.
to Reno, Nevada
Right.
to get hitched. I'm going to get married,
Getting hitched or whatever.
getting married or whatever.
Okay.
So for anybody listening to this podcast that just thought I was some douchebag with a stoner buddy that decided to start a podcast, I got a kid and a wife too. So
Well, I mean, they're not mutually exclusive.
how about you suck on that? But just suck on that for a minute.
Why don't you stuff that in your pipe and honk it? I'm somebody.
But yeah, so no, I did that, and then I went and tried on my tuxedo for the first time, and all white, very
Yeah, I saw that.
classy,
Pretty classy.
tuxedo. So it was a good day. It's a good day.
Pretty good. Pretty sharp.
Got a lot of sun.
Yeah.
Got a lot of sun.
A lot of car time. A lot of
Yeah.
sun.
Yeah.
A lot of honk time.
But what about you? What were you up to today?
Well, it's become a bit of a ritual that I go to the Rose Garden, up
So
in
you're
Forest
like an
Park.
old man now.
Yeah, I'm the old guy that takes his shirt off at the park, and
Yeah.
nobody else does. That's what I do. That's
Yeah.
how I roll.
Oh, okay.
So I did that again. Last week, I heard the girls talking about online.
Yeah. Which prompted a pretty good conversation.
Yeah, it was a fun little thing to catch.
Yeah.
That's what I just go to the park to eavesdrop. That's
Yeah.
what I do. But yeah, I went there this time and I didn't really hear anything too interesting.
Huh.
So it was kind of like I thought I was going to get some material there. But
Well, what did you hear?
I did hear. What did I hear? I did hear a girl say as I was walking past, like to go to the bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
I heard just the very tail end of a conversation she was having with her friend, where she said, "Well, she's a Libra sun." And I thought that was funny, but I didn't get to hear the beginning. So she was like,
That's good.
She was explaining her friend's behavior because of her Libra sun. So
Yeah.
that's pretty classic.
Yeah.
But
I got to take off the sunglasses too.
It's a little dark.
It's a little dark.
Yeah, a little bit.
It was a good starting vibe.
I felt pretty cool doing it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to switch it up.
Yeah, check it out.
Kind of felt like Dr. Dog there for a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
Checking it out.
We should get them on the pod.
I think we talked about that. We're going to get the dog on here.
Yeah, get the dog on
We
here.
should get the dog and Hoff on since they played that show together.
Dog and Hoff.
Yeah, Dog Hoff.
Dog Hoff?
Dog Hoff.
Is that the name of our side project? Dog Hoff?
I'll just huff and Dog Hoff.
Hold on, be quiet for a second.
Sounds like a chimpanzee.
Yeah, I think my child is making monkey sounds.
Oh, okay.
Yep. He's pretty into it.
Pretty into that.
He asks me for a banana every single morning.
Really?
In the mornings where I don't have a banana available. I got to be honest, I feel quite bad.
He's really into bananas? Is that just because he's pretending to be a chimpanzee or some kind of primate, or because he actually is?
I think he's interested in the flavor. Bananas are kind of sweet, you know. Like
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that don't like bananas.
Yeah. No, I don't like them. They give me acid reflux, man. They make me like bubble up and stuff. I don't really like eating bananas anymore.
Interesting. But the flavor is okay.
Yeah, flavor's all right. I'm totally all right with the flavor.
Huh.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I got some sun over there. Just kind of read a little bit. I'm reading a book about past lives.
Okay.
That's pretty interesting. I picked it up at the old thrift store. This guy, or this gal, I should say, she it's from, I think, the late 70s.
Mm-hmm.
She hypnotizes people and gets them to like explain the past lives that she guides them into, like different time periods, and they explore like the things they're seeing around them, and like,
Really?
yeah, it's very methodical actually. It's kind of like she's like a researcher, so
Oh.
I've been enjoying that book. It's pretty interesting.
So is there a certain amount of relevance to it, or do you think it's maybe a little bit far-fetched at any extent?
Well, I'm about halfway through. I mean, she's approaching it with a lot of scientific rigmarole.
Okay.
So she's concerned a lot of the time that people are essentially daydreaming or under hypnosis, that they're really just kind of dreaming and using their, imagination to come up with things. So she's asking them to look at specific things regarding like religious ceremonies, clothing styles, and the food they're eating and things like that. And then some of these people are having like past life experiences in like other countries, like remote Africa or something like that. And they're often just different genders than they are right now. So she can take that information and go back and look historically to see if the things people are saying are what would be traditionally found in that area at that time.
Oh, okay.
So she's kind of like, she's open to the idea that it could be a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
But she's also like finding things that are consistent. So it's pretty
Does she
interesting.
say that in the book? Does she say just like, well, hey, this might be fucking a bunch of stupid bullshit? But,
Well, she says horse feathers.
Horse feathers.
This might be horse feathers.
This might be horse feathers.
Because that's how they said it in the 70s, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is it a book from the 70s?
I think it's from like the late 70s or early 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting, though. I'd say.
Interesting.
It's like I'm reading like 4 books at once, like I always do. But that one I've been picking up more often than the others because it's just
because
like,
you're just so smart
I like to be really well rounded,
and you're so much better than me.
Yeah.
You think you're better than me?
Well, I'm more knowledgeable. It's not about being better.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just think you're smarter than me.
Oh, I know that I'm smarter than you.
Okay, fine.
So
I guess that's the way it's going to be then.
I guess that's just how it is, isn't it?
I guess that's how it is then.
I guess that's the way it is.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I guess that's how it's going to be.
Was that a sweep through?
That was interest and realization.
Lamar, I forgot to mention almost.
What?
Congratulations.
What did I do?
It's our 10th episode.
Woo! Okay, here we go.
Can we get some cheers and claps?
Oh, that's what I'm trying.
Yeah. All right, so...
There it is.
And this is our 10th episode. We almost have 100 followers on Instagram.
That's 10 for 10.
I think today we hit 96.
Dang, okay.
So we're going on up in the internet.
So we're 10 followers per episode. If we keep that up, we're going to be, by 100, we'll be times 10,
It'll be like 100,000
carry the honks.
honks
Yeah. That's a lot of honks.
following us around, you know.
Do you think we could ever have too many honks?
Nah.
In the world?
I don't think it's possible, man.
Yeah.
How could you have more honks than you could want?
Well, some people say that, as time goes on, that maybe there's an over honk
Yeah.
concern.
Over honk concern.
Yeah. There's just too many honks.
We honked too many times.
Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe not.
Maybe not.
Yeah. I think you're probably right. It's probably... I don't... Can honks be wrong? Can a honk be wrong?
If honks are wrong, I don't want to be right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've basically dedicated my life to them at this point, so
Right.
we might as well have honks.
So you're a believer.
Life's too short to not have honks.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, so hey, that filled up the first 11 minutes.
That's how you do it.
But
That's the way you do it.
so we had some subject matter we wanted to go over here a little bit today.
Yeah.
We have the one thing that's like the bigger thing,
Yeah.
but we had a smaller thing right before that. What was?
Well, I just had a comment here that, as I like to check in, like every episode, I talk about Hoff a little bit.
Yes.
I think it's important that we always talk about...
We need to talk about the Hoff.
Yeah. David Hasselhoff, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want to make a point of talking about the gym because, that's everybody wants to hear
Yeah,
me
everybody
talk about the gym.
Everybody wants to hear about our gym routines.
Yes.
Because it is important that everybody knows what we do in the gym on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
If modern day internet has taught us anything at all,
They want to know.
it's that what I'm doing in the gym is extremely important to every single one of my followers.
They genuinely want to know
They genuinely want to know.
details about it.
They have to know.
So... I just thought it was kind of funny. I've been going to the gym kind of regularly, and I've used the showers a couple times before going swimming, after swimming, like you're supposed to do or whatever.
Yeah.
And I've started to notice that nobody else uses the showers except for like old men.
Yeah.
And myself. I mean, I'm making the distinction there, but there really isn't one.
Yeah.
That I'm part of this tribe of people that like to be naked and be in the showers.
Yeah.
So I started to notice that was kind of funny. I was like, oh, I'm an old guy. But then I was in the gym a few days ago working out, and I was just in the locker room, and the shower is like right off of it. You can hear it. And I started to notice that there's some really strange sounds coming out of the shower area that these old men are making. Some strange sounds.
Okay.
And it's kind of hard to, I don't know if I can really, my first thought was it would be cool to have a recording of these sounds.
Yeah.
But then I was like, it's probably like a privacy concern. I probably can't actually record the sounds to like play here on the podcast.
I mean,
But
if you did it from a distance and without their knowledge,
yeah,
if they're just like making indistinct sounds, there's no way you could pinpoint what person that is.
yeah.
Because you're not going to say the name of your gym on this podcast.
Right.
Like, hey, my name's Lamar Costa, and I work at 24 Hour Fitness on
Yeah.
5th Avenue 234.
District 4.
Yeah,
Whoa.
exactly. You're not going to do that.
Well, my first thought was just that I was only in there for like 2 minutes, just changing from my pants to my shorts, throwing my sweet tank on, getting ready to do some GAM lifting.
Yeah.
And in that short 2 minutes, I heard probably 5 or 6 sample sounds that I could imagine would be, if you took the whole day, there'd be a huge catalog of sounds you'd have. And these sounds are like basically old guys experiencing some kind of like a relief, like a pleasurable relief, I would describe it as. And I've heard similar sounds at like...
Are you sure that they aren't like having sex with each other in the showers?
I'm
and
sure.
You can't see it?
I'm pretty sure because there's
so
no...
they're in there solo.
There's no shower curtains.
Well,
so you can't like hide in there and do what you want.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty open. So, but no, it sounds like, and I've heard sounds like this at spas around town where you're allowed to be naked in the tub with like other people outside. Yeah. Like Everett House is one of them. And I've heard the guys there, they have little waterfall things that fall on your back, and people like wait for their turn for that. And the old guys kind of they kind of remind me of like gorillas or monkeys that you see in the wild that are like rubbing their backs on trees and stuff. But they're just like,
Yeah.
Like sounds like that. But I can't even really pull it off. They're so varied.
Yeah.
I was just cracking up, hearing all these sounds. And my thought was like, I wish I could share this with our listeners, but there's no way to do it, I don't think.
Well, do you feel like maybe when you get old, you're just like a little bit more sensitive to the sensation of like warm water as it rolls over your body?
That, and there's no filter, because I might be feeling amazing at certain times throughout the day, like the way the wind's blowing through my hair or something, but I'm not like, like driving in my car.
Well, I know that
am I strange because I don't express myself that way?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I know that if I'm like home alone and I'm like working here and maybe Ezra's at his babysitter's or Sarah's at work or something, I'm the only one at home. If I step in the shower and I get under that hot water, I'm way more inclined to be like, oh, fuck yeah. Just like, I'll definitely make some more sounds about it.
Okay.
But do you feel like maybe like these old people, they're making sounds because they just don't give a shit anymore?
I think that's part of it too, is you just don't care.
Yeah.
And that makes me think that I'm actually like suppressing in that way because I'm young and I care about what people think. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'm not an old man yet, even though I am.
Maybe I should be more open about these sounds that I do want to make. What if you could live your life like an old man? Yeah.
While you're young. Isn't that the dream?
You'd crush it.
Just don't care.
You'd crush everything, man. You just
walking around.
You just own it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naked. Don't care.
That's living the dream right there.
Yeah. Just rubbing up on the back of the shower.
Be like a boomer, but you're actually a millennial.
I think that is kind of the dream, is that because we don't really care, but we have to pretend to care. Yeah. We have to pretend like we're concerned about like social mores or whatever. Yeah. Whatever that means.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if that's the right word, but we kind of have to pretend to have a society here. We're like, oh, we do this because we're supposed to do this.
Yeah, we're part of a society.
I guess I'm not going to do this because I'm supposed to do this.
Yeah, I guess I'm supposed to be part of a society. So when water runs over my hair, I feel really good. I'm really making a sound.
I feel good, but I'm not going to say anything because it's a bit weird. But that's a good point. That was my gym experience. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe the point of this is that I think too much about small things like that. But maybe not too much, but I find it interesting.
I mean, how about after your most recent gym session, you came over here and you did some weights with me and stuff. We did a little bit of working out together. Yeah. That was fun. Is it the same kind of vibe when you come over here? Or you feel a little bit more free to try the things that you want to try in the gym?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Maybe it's part of that same thing where, I mean, these guys are, like I said before, these guys and gals are just absolutely stacked. Mm-hmm. With some exceptions. Yeah. But they know what they're doing, and they probably don't even pay attention to what is going on around them. Because they're just kind of going through their routine. And everybody's got AirPods in.
But you're going to be more nervous about trying new things like in front of them. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, also because I don't know how to do a lot of the movements. Yeah. So, one, I don't want to hurt myself. Mm-hmm. And two, I don't want them to be concerned about me. Yeah. Like, is this guy, like, not doing it properly or whatever? Yeah. I could break the machine, honestly. I didn't read the contract. You know what I mean? There's all that fine print. Mm-hmm. I just signed it, So.
Well, I mean, would that be something that you would have to pay back if you broke their machine?
I don't know.
I don't think you would, man. I'm pretty sure those places have like blanket insurance that covers that shit.
I probably signed away my own liability. Yeah. Like if I destroyed my body and the machine at the same time, would they cancel out? Would they just kick me out? They just get the hell out of here.
They just throw you out on the street. Tell you to go fend for yourself. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure the releases that you sign, like, you sign away that any damage you do to yourself.
Right. First and foremost.
So you're basically saying the gym is not responsible for any,
First and foremost, you're screwed.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds about right.
But like if you destroy something of theirs, they got insurance and stuff to recover that. Like it's required by law for them to have that stuff. So if they don't have it, they're doing something illegal in the first place. So
yeah, I think they're pretty straightforward too. But yeah, it was nice to come over here and do some stuff I hadn't done before. And I was able to take my time and
No, I ended up doing some stuff that I haven't done before because when I'm just working out in here by myself, I just do the same things over and over again. So it's nice to Yeah. So, I mean, for any listeners out there, if you're looking for workout motivation, grab a friend.
Yeah, definitely.
Have them show you some stuff that they do. There you go, man.
Phone a friend.
If you need a reason to get physical and get active, call a friend. Ask them what they do.
Put on some house music.
Yeah. Well, and if your friend doesn't work out, how about they just come over, you guys put on some house music, and you figure out what the hell you want to do.
Worst things come to worse. You're listening to house music with your buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Maybe it turns into a dance party. Get some cardio going.
We're a very pro house music podcast, by the way. Yeah. I don't think we've made that apparent in the past.
I don't think we've ever mentioned house music.
Yeah. I think we need to mention how pro house music we really are.
Yeah, we like apartment house, deep house, future house.
Well, speaking of which, if we have any listeners that were at What the Festival in 2015.
2015, What the Fest.
Please send us a message.
Were you there?
Shoot us a message on Instagram.
Did you go to that festival?
Yeah, tell us what your experience was like. What the Fest 2015.
That was a good year, huh?
That was a big year for me.
Yeah, that was a game changer.
That was a big game changer for me. I think it was a big game changer for you too.
That was my first festival ever. So,
well, here we are. We're just a couple of old guys just like reminiscing about
that was the good old days.
Good old days.
Yeah. 6 years ago before
Back in my day. Yeah, What the Festival.
Before we became old men. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, no, it was a good one. But seriously, if you're listening to this and you went to What the Fest 2015,
drop us a line.
Drop us a line. Let me know how your experience was. We'll do a whole episode about it later.
We want to talk about it.
We can tell the whole story.
There's some pretty interesting, pretty hilarious things happening.
We'll tell the whole story on another podcast, but we got other things on the itinerary today. Yeah. But anyway, okay, so I guess moving forward a little bit.
Yeah.
We wanted to talk about advertising.
Right. Yeah, it's just another thing I just kind of... I went to school for media stuff, so I've kind of always had an eye for this kind of thing. But I have been thinking about it more recently. Like, I was going to get that kettlebell for the workout it was yesterday, and I was over at Dick's. Everybody loves Dick's.
Everybody loves Dick's.
Everybody loves going inside Dick's. So
going on the inside of Dick's.
I was in Dick's just grabbing stuff, and I got a kettlebell, and I was waiting to check out in the line or whatever, and there was a dad with his kid behind me.
Yeah.
And, dad's kind of corral the kid around, and the kid wants something from one of the impulse buy, sections. Mm-hmm. Dad's just like, yeah, just get something, whatever. And the kid wanted, like, a Gatorade, because they're right there.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know what color to get. Dad's just like, just pick one. I don't care. I don't care. He was like, just probably tired of being inside that store too.
Yeah, yeah.
But the kid came out really triumphant with the blue Gatorade bottle, and he said to his dad, I got blue. It's ultimate hydration. It said right on it, ultimate hydration.
Ultimate hydration.
And I was already thinking about maybe proposing that idea for the show, to talk about how ridiculous. How this has gone too far, right?
Well, what is ultimate hydration? Really?
I mean, it's water and corn syrup.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, ultimate hydration is just water.
That is the ultimate.
That is the most that is the most hydrating thing you could ever possibly drink. It's just water. If you put some sugar in it and some blue food dye and call it ultimate hydration, then I guess pretty much anybody could believe it.
I mean, the absurdity is that the water in Portland is great.
Yeah.
And it's free.
Yeah.
But for a company to like, I think Coke owns them, I think. But to have like a product that's blue compared to red or purple or whatever, and they're all the exact same ingredients, right? It's a different food coloring probably and like a different artificial flavor. To say one's ultimate hydration versus something else, like, is there a difference? There might be like more sodium or something in one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
But like,
I think,
is that false advertising? What started to bug me is like, I remember false advertising being a thing that like you had to be careful the way you branded products, and now it seems like it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want on your products.
No, so it doesn't matter the way you advertise a product anymore.
Right.
Like 100%, it doesn't matter the way that you advertise a product anymore. What matters is like your legalities and your bylaws. And basically, like you can make a legality or a bylaw about basically anything, because literally you can say in the description of your product that you're buying, you could say that by purchasing this product, you are agreeing to the fact that this blue Gatorade is not, in fact, ultimate hydration.
Right.
Like you can say that in your bylaws and then go advertisement as ultimate hydration.
Right.
So ultimate hydration is what's blasted in your face when you see it on the counter, and that's what makes you want to buy it. But in the fine print, it says, hey, it's not actually that.
Right.
And by buying it, you're agreeing to that. So if anybody tried to sue,
right, that's
then
all,
that company's not responsible.
It's all like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I guess that like forward-facing part of advertising is like what's really gotten out of hand for me. Like,
Yeah.
do you remember when Taco Bell started putting the little stupid sayings on their hot sauce packets to like anthropomorphize these like inanimate objects?
Yeah.
That like pissed me off. At first I was like, oh, it's not a big deal, but it's like, what is that? It's like a part of the, I want to say ego, but part of the voice in our heads that they're taking and using to advertise products.
Well, it's cute.
Right. Is it though?
Well, I'm talking about the sayings on the Taco Bell sauce packs.
Yeah.
Particularly.
Yeah.
Because I think some of those said, will you marry me?
Right.
Or like,
pick me or whatever.
Pick me, or
yeah,
I'm not as spicy as the other one, you know.
Yeah.
It's pure cuteness, you know. They're trying to like pull on your heartstrings a little bit.
It's also clever.
Yeah.
Right. And that like that, I feel like that time whenever that happened, like late 90s or something, like when that happened, everybody started doing it. And now it's like everywhere.
Yeah.
Everything is like, it's cutesy or whatever. It's just like, I don't know. I find it really disgusting. It's like,
yeah,
it's kind of like, it's insipid. It's kind of like serpent like. Feels to me like they're trying to manipulate. It feels very manipulative.
Yeah.
Which is advertising maybe didn't always used to be that way, or maybe it is. I feel like it's way more manipulative now than it used to be.
It didn't always used to be the same kind of like cutesy fashion that it is right now.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean people even use like cuteness to like kind of spread misinformation at a certain point too. You know, like, so I feel like this is on subject, but maybe a little bit off subject too.
Yeah.
Because something that I've noticed recently, and I've even talked to my therapist about recently too, that's an interesting tidbit here, is like mental health pages on Instagram.
Yeah.
They basically all say the same thing. There's hundreds of thousands of mental health pages on Instagram, but they all basically say the same thing. They all basically say, everybody around you is gaslighting you. You're not toxic. Everybody else is toxic. You know?
Right.
But it's like, what if you're reading that and you're the toxic person?
Right.
Like, what if you're reading that and you're the person who needs to make a change in your own self?
Yeah.
And you're taking your mental health advice from this one page.
Yeah.
That's saying you're doing everything right. You are enough. You have enough. You
You're
will
perfect.
always be enough. You're perfect. Like, that's the most harmful thing you could possibly put out there.
Right.
And advertising isn't that much different. you know?
That really opens it up to another level. It's like, how can you force somebody to do the hard work of going inside to figure out if you're an asshole?
Yeah.
If you're actually doing the right things with your life, or the way that you're interacting with people, are you being like a good person?
Yeah.
You know, you can't really make people do that.
Yeah, exactly. No, you can't force people to do that, because doing that in America costs money.
Yeah.
Going to a therapist and figuring out whether or not you are the toxic person in your personal relationships, you have to pay money to do that.
Yeah. Like, why do all my friends keep leaving me? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Why does everybody hate me?
You can't just like go to a free clinic to talk to an expert like you can in most other civilized countries in the entire world.
Right.
You know, that's like a pretty exclusively an American problem. And honestly, advertisers and stuff they take advantage of that shit.
Right.
They take advantage of that shit left and right. Because those same pages on Instagram that are like advertising all this mental health stuff, they're also advertising to you like a counselor service or a product or a drug or a multivitamin that's supposed to make you feel better, or an anti-anxiety medication. You know?
Yeah.
Like pharmaceutical companies are in on that shit. Like everything is marketed to you, you know?
Totally.
Like you can't really trust any of it.
Right.
As a byproduct of not having a reliable healthcare system, you can't trust any of the healthcare that's actually offered to you.
Yeah. Kind of makes, if you're already somebody who's like a paranoid person who's like depressed.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you're like, oh, everybody's like just trying to make money off me.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Oh, do you feel bad? Do you feel down? Do you feel depressed? That's because everyone in your life is gaslighting you.
Yeah.
Everyone around you is insane, but you're fine.
But you're fine.
Everything's okay. Take this drug to cope with it.
Right.
Remember that old clip I showed you about lobsters and doctors? If lobsters had doctors,
yeah,
they would never grow. It's my Christopher Walken voice. If lobsters had doctors, they would never grow.
That's pretty good, actually.
You think that's good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I feel like Dan was our best.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken impressionist.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to do.
That's a tough one. I think my favorite was Max. We should probably get Max on the horn here. Maybe not this episode, but maybe next. He did the Jack Nicholson. If lobsters had doctors, he would never grow. But there's a truth to that, man, because the end of that statement is the guy says, hey, yeah, if lobsters had doctors, it's oh, you're in pain. Here, take a Percocet, take a Vicodin.
Right.
You know, feel a little bit better. And then they would never shed their shell. They wouldn't find a bigger shell. They would never grow, you know.
It would never grow.
But just as an isolated sentence, it's the most hilarious thing I've ever heard in my entire life. If lobsters had doctors, it would never grow.
Yeah. That's a good point.
But anyway, that's a whole therapy rabbit hole. We were talking about advertising.
Yeah. Well, to tie it back into Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
I also, now I'm on season 7, if anybody's following at home.
Yeah.
Like episode 5 or something. But in season 2 or 3, I started to become aware of all the product advertising that they had in the show.
Yeah.
Which is like, you know, there's so many different dimensions of advertising and the way products are advertised, like within movies and TV shows. Mm-hmm. But like Baywatch went through an A&W root beer or whatever. It was A&W. Like it was pretty hot in the early 90s. And it still is, I think. Mm-hmm. But they had an A&W in like lots of different scenes throughout the show. They would just have a can sitting there. Somebody's holding a can. You know, and there's always facing the camera, so it's like very clearly placed there. But then they switched over.
Weren't you mentioning too, like every time they sipped like an A&W can, even if it was awkward for them to hold the can at that angle,
just be like drinking.
They would make sure the label was facing that.
Yeah, you could tell they like had to retake that. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
But they like they had like in the Baywatch headquarters, like the office building, they had like an A&W like fountain dispenser. Which is like,
I wish I had that. At my corporate job, you walk into the break room and there's just a A&W dispenser.
It's on tap, dude. You just go get it, fill up your styrofoam cup. But
they have like a Coors keg right next to that.
Actually, they specifically, I think, don't have much alcohol in that show. I started to notice, like, even the adult parties, where they're mixing and stuff, they're drinking soda, if anything.
Yeah,
like maybe beer once or twice, but then they switched. Like the next season, they switched sponsors to Coca-Cola.
Oh, okay.
And I thought it was hilarious that they like Hobie's like kind of in his awkward like.
Because all the characters hate A&W now.
I think they had a falling out or something.
Yeah.
And like, I remember. Hoff was like dating some new babe because he just goes through them like toilet paper, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. This guy's he's a sleaze bag.
Every episode, new babe.
It is ridiculous. Every episode he ends like professing his love to some woman.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're everything I need. Like, we're going to be together forever. And then the next show, he's like, she's not there at all. And like, he's meeting some other blonde babe. And he's just like, you know, they're in love with him. They just fall for him.
Yeah.
They never explain it, which is the great thing about the show.
Yeah.
But he's always got a new girl. Anyways, he was like, this happened several times. He's having dinner with his son, Hobie, with the girl. It's like a three-person party. And they're having like a formal dinner at the house.
Yeah.
And there's a 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola on the table. And they're just like pouring it out and like chugging it, dude. It's like
they just keep on.
It's like 8 p.m., dude, and you're just chugging Coca-Cola.
So do they mention the Coca-Cola in the script at all?
They never mention it, and that's like I had to look this up because there's a lot of information about this style of advertising. But like, if you say it, I think that they usually end up having to pay you a little bit for it. If they just have it there, it's kind of like they need props anyways.
It's like free advertising for Coca-Cola as a company.
Coca-Cola or A&W or Adidas can just come in and be like, hey, we need to...
I don't think it works that way anymore, though.
Maybe it's different now. Because, like, what I was reading is, like, people need, like, props for shows, and the person who's in charge of that can go find all this stuff.
Yeah.
But that takes time and money, so that somebody like Coca-Cola will, like, snake their way in and be like, hey, here's, like, a case and a fountain of Coca-Cola. You just put it on your show. You need something anyways, so...
And then you don't need to purchase a prop. We'll just give this one to you.
We'll just give it to you for free, so... Yeah. But then, like, they had Adidas on. Everybody's wearing Adidas gear. Yeah. And I was just like, oh... Because they started getting more viewers around that, like, season 3, season 4.
Well, I mean, that's the crazy part, too, is, like... Because when you're watching a TV show from the 90s, right? Like,
right.
This is probably late 90s you're at by season 7 of Baywatch.
96. Yeah.
Well, and it's 2021 and you're still watching. This shit was almost 30 years ago now.
Right.
And those advertisements that are laced into the show, they become timeless.
Yeah. They've gotten their money's worth out of it. I mean, they probably, for that.
So, like, those corporations that are just giving away that free shit to put on that, they know that.
Yeah.
They know that 30 years down the road, somebody's still going to be watching this show.
Yeah. And they're still going to want to, like, I don't know why. I'm watching this show at, like, 11 p.m. It's suddenly I just really want some Coca-Cola.
I really want to get a 6-pack of Zima right now. I remember like a few years ago they had that Zima resurgence. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, Zima came back.
Yeah, Zima came back. That shit is so nasty.
I never tried one. I remember Dave Letterman like making fun of it when it first came out.
I threw a Jolly Rancher in one. It actually wasn't too bad. But.
Oh, that's the trick.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's the crazy part of advertising. I mean, if fast forward to the modern day, advertising itself has gone pretty strange. Like I literally wish I could play the audio file from the Pedigree Pedigree dog food commercial that we saw the other, because I showed you that.
Yeah, you can maybe just run the listener through here what happened. Yeah.
Okay, so basically if you're listening to this, all you need to Google is Pedigree dog food kid dying of cancer. Like literally this is the video that pops up, but this is what happens in the video. You have a little kid It's maybe like a 6 or 7-year-old girl that's laying in bed, laying in a hospital bed, and her parents are around her. There's balloons and stuff, and she looks sick and she looks tired. And then the doctor walks into the room, and the little girl looks at the doctor and says, "Okay, I guess it's time for more medicine." And she pulls up her sleeve up over the veins on the underside of her elbow, the elbow pit, I guess you would call that right there. And she opens that up, and then the doctor looks at her, and the doctor smiles and says, "We're going to try something a little bit different today." And the doctor lets in a golden retriever, and the golden retriever just licks her face, and she laughs, and she smiles, and she cries a little bit.
And fade to pedigree.
And I'm watching this commercial going, what the fuck?
Why is this okay?
And then the next shot is this golden retriever eating a bowl of pedigree dog food. Children dying of cancer.
Buy our food.
Buy our dog food because kids die of cancer. What a wonderful reason to buy pedigree. What the fuck? How has it come to this?
So
why are we advertising children dying of cancer to sell dog food? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
So that's the key point that I'm picking up, is that advertisers have realized that it doesn't have to make sense for it to be effective. It doesn't have to make any sense at all.
Well, I mean, the more fucked up, the better.
Yeah.
Y'all are going to stare at me and tell me that I'm fucked up. But God, look at what you're watching on TV. God damn it. Look at what pedigree dog food just did.
You would think that
You have no right to judge me.
When you told me about that, I looked it up on YouTube, and I would have guessed that there'd be at least a couple comments where people are like, "Is this like unethical?"
Every single comment was like,
everyone's like, "Oh my god, I wish." One was like, "I wish this was like 20 minutes long. I wish this was a full series on ABC.
I wish I got to see this child die of cancer for longer. That would be so much better." What the fuck, man?
Yeah, no, it's
weird, man.
It's a commentary on like why they call these guys slime balls. I mean, nothing's too low, right?
Yeah, nothing's too low. But like that's the other thing about it. Like a commercial like that, it pulls on your heartstrings,
right?
Because you see a kid dying of cancer. Most people are gonna feel empathy.
I think like psychologically, they prime you with that so that you're feeling kind of like open and raw, and then they make you feel better because of the puppy. But the dog food is what you're gonna remember, because the dog food is what made you feel good. It doesn't make sense, but it kind of does.
I'm gonna go get a bag of that dog food for myself.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pour some milk all over, eat for breakfast in the morning. I don't even have a dog. And go buy some pedigree. Because this kid dying of cancer somehow had his life saved by pedigree dog food.
That is so absurd, though.
It's so absurd.
Yeah, that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to make sense for it to work.
Yeah.
And that explains maybe why it's like insane. I was noticing, like, if you're looking at products on like Amazon.
Yeah.
I've started to notice like a lot of the photos that they take, like you used to have to hire a professional photographer to take photos of your products.
Yeah.
So that you could put them online. Like I used to actually have a job like that where I took photos of these products and gave them back to the person. They put them online.
Oh, okay.
That's a thing that people still do, I think.
Was that what you did for the dispensary?
No, this was for a tech website.
Okay.
Yeah, this was like way back. But like people still do that. You get a little like a white box that you put your stuff in, and then it like looks professional. You can cut it out. You put it on any color background. Yeah, and it looks great. What they do now, and I'm seeing this like on a lot of stuff on there, is like it's like hilariously bad, because they take the product photo, which was probably maybe not a great photo to begin with. They cut it out using like a feather tool so that they can like put that on any image, and it will just be superimposed on it. But they put like, let's say it's like I saw one, it was like a couch, and they took a picture of the couch and they just put it they put it in a room where there was no couch, right? So they superimpose this photo of this thing in the room. And then they add a fake shadow in it too to try to make it look like it's really in the room.
Yeah.
But it's so poorly done. It's like the size is all wrong. You know what I mean? Like like the dimensions don't work out.
Yeah, yeah.
Next time, if you have a chance to look on there, it's like it's kind of funny, but it's like that's false advertising. Also, they're showing you the photo of the product is real, but it's not in the context of a real situation.
When you look at it like a box of cereal, like a spoonful of Wheaties or something like that, they'll always put in the bylaws actual size may vary.
Yeah.
So that brings us back to the original point. Like false advertising doesn't matter anymore.
Right, right.
You know, it's all what the little print, the fine print says.
Right. And if you look at like online, if you're I was looking to buy like a flannel or something.
Yeah.
They have one photo of like the prototype of the shirt, and then they like digitally add the color for the different versions of it, which is cool because they're saving money, not having to take as many photos of these shirts or whatever. But I think most people have had the experience where you buy something and then you get it, and it's like not at all like what it looked like online.
Yeah, it doesn't look realistic
because it's not really what they showed you.
Yeah,
which seems like that shouldn't be a thing, but it is.
Yeah,
it's like I thought I was getting this because it's basically you bought a digital version of that.
Yeah,
but you get it and it's like, looks like poop.
No, I mean I've fallen victim to targeted advertising.
Yeah,
quite a few times.
They gotcha.
Something like funny T-shirts that like popped up online or something. Vast majority of the time that I've fallen a victim to it, though, and then I've ordered that stuff late at night. Like it's always made out of some like shitty material. I've bought T-shirts that were made out of this like weird.
I know what you're talking
nylon.
About. That like Walmart material.
Yeah,
where, like
exactly.
all the shirts are like made out of this weird plastic.
It's not cotton. It's not comfortable to wear. It's like
jersey material.
Yeah, something. Yeah. It's like plasticky. You know? Yeah.
Like all those. Remember when the cat photos were really big with the cats like in the universe and stuff?
Yeah.
Those became really big. All those I see those at thrift shops all the time, and they're made out of that material. It's like it's not. It's like not breathable at all.
Yeah.
It's like cool photo, but
yeah, no, it's but you fall victim to that a lot, but the thing is, with targeted advertising, the way things work online now, is that like you buy those things, they aren't what you expected.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter that they're what you expected or not because you still spent money on them.
Yeah, exactly.
And they still show up at your house, and then you still wear them.
You have to wear them
when you go out in public.
Yeah.
So you yourself become kind of a billboard for this company.
This awful product.
Yeah, this awful product. And it doesn't just stop at clothes.
Yeah.
Another example I could think of is Beats by Dre headphones.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Like they're headphones.
Right.
There's not really anything that great or special about them.
Right.
I mean, they don't sound terrible.
Yeah.
But the second that you have them on your head, you kind of become a billboard yourself, you know?
Yeah, that whole side of it too with shoes are a whole thing that I actually have no knowledge on at all, but I know that they use celebrity endorsements or whatever to sell things of all kinds. It's isn't this just made for 20 cents by some tiny children, somewhere outside of America that's really cheap to make.
The shoes thing.
I have some coworkers that are really into shoes.
You have some friends, okay? So
and they're really into it. I haven't gotten it. I think part of it's because I'm not a super sports guy.
Yeah,
I think if you buy into that, then you also buy into the.
But I personally am more of a sports guy than you are.
Yeah,
and I don't get it.
Right.
I mean, the most expensive pair of shoes I own are right here, and they're my cycling shoes.
Right.
But even those, I only spent $100 on.
But you bought them for function probably more than like.
Yeah, because they're cleats. They lock into the pedals. That's what I bought them for.
My old coworker Luke would always have. I think he's got a shoe collection that probably is over 100 shoes.
Yeah,
and they're all like, you know,
thousands and thousands of dollars worth of shoes.
Yeah, they're like shoes he doesn't wear out because they're like really nice. He keeps them clean and like keeps them at home, but he will wear them like if he goes out to like, you know, a fancy bar or something, he'll put on these shoes.
Yeah.
And like make sure nothing happens to him. But it's like for him that's like his dress shoe, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. But that means something to him. So that's like
yeah.
I don't know.
How much? And do you know how much he pays for each pair of shoes?
I don't. I really don't. I mean, I imagine they're like over 100 each, but
we should get a shoe guy.
We need a shoe guy on here.
We need a shoe guy to come on the podcast so we can just grill him.
Yeah, let's talk shoes.
Fucking grill him. Why do you spend so much on your shoes?
Let's talk shoes.
Let's talk shoes. What's the point?
What's the point of shoes?
I mean,
I am kind of a.
I gotta point out my own hypocrisy though, man. Like I'm not a good podcaster if I don't point out my own hypocrisy, right?
Yeah, you wear shoes.
Like the guy that spends so much money on his shoes would probably look at my bikes on the wall and be like, "Why are you spending so much money on bikes?" And be like,
"Yeah,
good fucking point."
Yeah.
I don't need a bike. I have a car to get from point A to point B. I don't have a bike for necessity. I have a bike for pleasure.
Right.
You know? So
true.
You got to understand that a little bit.
Yeah.
And I guess in and of my own right, like I have a brand loyalty to Canyon bicycles.
Okay.
I love Canyon bikes. That's just the bike that I buy. And yeah, I become a billboard for that in and of myself.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, do you have any brands that you well, kombucha.
The Booch?
Your Booch.
I'm not really loyal to any brands with the Booch, but
you've had the same brand every time you come over.
I get these in bulk.
Yeah.
It's a bulk buy.
Yep. So there you go. There's some brand loyalty right there.
Yeah. I'm like, but I'm also like, I'm really cheap.
Yeah.
I got that runs in the blood. So I'm kind of like, I will always just look at price.
Okay.
But I have learned I've been taught by a lot of friends in the past that like, when it comes to like clothing or shoes or whatever, like even like jewelry or something like that, if you want something that's actually well made, you kind of do have to pay more.
Yeah.
Because it's that's why it costs more. Not always, obviously. In the case of shoes, like those are, like we said, those are like sweatshop shoes. Almost all of our clothing is sweatshop like stuff, but some stuff is handmade or like given the extra attention and it's made by somebody who knows what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And I do appreciate that is actually worth paying more money for. It took me a long time to get over that because I'm the kind of guy that would more likely buy used everything, even used shoes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to wear them out anyways. Like,
yeah,
it's like, well, why would I like those shirts with the cats on them, the Galaxy cats?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't really actually wear those. Like they buy them, they realize they're uncomfortable. They might wear them a couple times and then they move one time and they're like, oh, I got like 15 Galaxy cat shirts. Yeah. And these all are super uncomfortable. I'm going to give them to Goodwill. Yeah. So it's like you're spending all that money. It's going directly to the person that sold it to you. And then it's being sold for like 1/10 of the price at a thrift store. Well, so you take all that loss.
Yeah. Know? I mean, the person that you're buying that from, they don't care what you do with the shirt. Yeah. They already have the money. So it's.
But as a consumer, it's kind of like, am I going to use it? Is it worth it to do this?
Am I ever going to buy something from this company ever again? Probably not.
Can I get away without it? I mean, I'm on a kind of a minimal thing in the last couple of years where I'm just like, there's so much, now it's free box season in Portland. It's like, there's so much stuff that's free that you can get. There's also tons of stuff you can buy. It's never been easier to buy stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the free boxes are pretty much mostly bullshit, though.
Yeah, mostly it's just like, I didn't feel like taking this to the trash, so I threw it on the curb.
And it felt like somebody might be able to use it, maybe.
You do occasionally find some cool stuff, though. Yeah. But it's usually kind of out of date, like tapes or CDs or something. Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. I have hoarding genes in my family, and like, it's tempting for me to just take home stuff that looks like it's in decent shape.
Yeah.
If I might use it, but I'm like, I've done that and I'm just like, no, because then I'm going to have to put it in a free box later.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll just leave that for somebody who really wants it, you know?
Yeah, totally.
That's kind of where I'm at now.
Somebody who can actually use it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like walking down the streets of Portland, I can't even count the number of times that I've walked down the street and seen a box spring on the side of the road.
Yeah.
We didn't want to pay to throw this in the dump. So we just put it on the corner.
Yeah.
And those box springs are always nasty as hell, but for some reason, someone takes them.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Every single time.
You know, most cities actually have like curbside pickup for stuff like that.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I don't think Portland does really. Because you remember we had that really gross couch at the Hooten House.
Yeah.
That, you know, Sally had pooped on several times. And like, we're like, we're not really
the poop particles per million on that couch.
Yeah.
We're through the roof.
The PPMs were, you know, off the charts.
But well, like, yeah, and I mean, for the listener that doesn't understand, like,
PPMs.
You had Sally. You had a dog that you had for years and years.
Yeah, great black lab.
She was very old.
Right.
And she,
old soul.
By the time I lived with you, never pooped outside.
I think she pooped outside once in the last 2 years of her life.
Yeah, in the last 2 years of her life, she pooped outside once.
Just kind of came out whenever.
And the rest of the time, we would just kind of like stalk her around the house. And if she started pooping, then we would run her outside.
Yeah, she didn't.
And then some of the poop would then end up outside.
Usually, like, yeah, part of it, but.
Part of it, but most of it was in.
Most of it was inside. Yeah, she had some kind. I think she had some kind of thing where she couldn't like sense it or something. But yeah, that couch, like I remember the house across the street, the lady was trying to sell it.
Yeah.
And we had that couch out on the curb for weeks.
Yeah.
Like assuming somebody would just take it.
Yeah.
You know, like if not somebody who wanted it, the city would just take care of it.
Yeah, the couch that Sally had pooped all over.
The PPMs.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, like what are you supposed to do with stuff? Not everybody has a way to like move this stuff. Yeah. Nobody has money, so it's not like.
I mean, we're basically just hoping for somebody to drive by with like a truck. Like, I mean, it's
yeah. Someone take care of this?
It was our own version of advertising, you know.
Yeah.
Like shit. When I had a truck and I was a single guy, anytime I saw some speakers sitting on the side of the road, I would just grab them and throw them in the back of my truck and take them wherever.
Right.
But then I just ended up with like more speakers than I could ever want or use ever.
Yeah, I remember some of those speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I think that what I'm starting to get from all of this is that we have too much shit.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah.
Like do we need all this stuff?
Do we need all this stuff? Because a lot of it is made for like promotional material.
Yeah.
And the other point that I thought would be fun to kind of bring up here is like, we don't talk politics. We don't talk political opinions or anything like that on this podcast, right?
Yeah.
But what I would enjoy talking about is political advertisement.
Okay.
Because when a person, an individual signs up for a political belief, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to donate to the campaign that you believe in.
Right.
And that campaign is going to send you back buttons.
Right.
They're going to send you back bumper stickers.
Bumpy sticks.
They're going to send you T-shirts.
Huh. Oh. Uh-huh.
Huh. Uh-huh. See that?
Right.
And they're essentially going to turn you into a billboard.
Walking advertisement.
For their advertisement campaign.
Yeah.
That's
smart. Works.
So, like, it doesn't matter what side of the argument that you're on.
Right.
If you wear that and you sport that and you plaster that all over everything that you have, you're advertising for them.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if it's the political belief that you like seriously align with, then yeah, you should probably have that on your car, and it makes sense.
Does it though?
But like, it's more nuanced than that.
Yeah.
I
always thought like bumper stickers in general is kind of like, I mean, I had some.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's probably had some at some point if you have a car, but it's At some point, like, why do you need to be telling people what you believe or what
Yeah.
bands you love while you're driving around? Like,
Yeah.
why do we have billboards on the highway in America that
No, totally.
that are like,
Totally. And I agree with this because I mean, I criticize this, but I'm also a hypocrite
yeah,
because like
That's the best.
I love mountain biking. I love shredding. And all of the stickers on the back of my car are basically, I mountain bike, I shred.
Hey.
Look at the bike rack on the back of my car. Let's fucking shred, brother.
like I don't just have the stickers. I got the bike rack, dude. Like, you know, I do it.
Exactly.
I really do.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
so I am a hypocrite for that. But there is one other thing that I noticed the other day that I thought was especially ridiculous. And I feel like almost anybody could agree with me about how this ridiculous is, no matter what side of the political argument that you're on.
Right.
But this is just objectively what I saw. So, over the weekend, there was a drive-through dinosaur display. And it was a
Okay.
display for kids,
Yeah.
right? So, and Ezra, he's obsessed with dinosaurs right now. He loves dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So, I take him to this drive-through thing. We get to go see the dinosaurs. He has a great time. I get him some toys and stuff like that. And as we're driving out of there,
Yeah.
we see this truck. So we're the truck is on the way in, we're on the way out. But this truck is like a lifted Ford, like as lifted with the biggest, fattest, gnarliest tires you could ever possibly imagine. The tallest truck you've ever seen on the highway, right?
Yeah.
And I look inside the truck, and there's like a guy. I imagine it was his wife sitting in the passenger seat. Probably one of his buddies sitting in the middle because it was like two guys and a female in the front seat.
Right.
And then I see in the back seat, there's like three kids, and they're all excited to see
Yeah.
the dinosaurs and stuff.
Right.
But in the back bed of their truck, it's a giant Trump 2024
You gotta
flag.
you gotta get ready.
Like the biggest flag you've ever seen hanging off the back of the truck. You know, like it's so how some people will have on their SUV like a little tiny American flag hanging
Yeah.
outside the window. Exact opposite of that. This thing was like a fucking
Was it a banner? Was it suspended so it didn't need wind to be displayed?
well, it was suspended like on a flagpole,
yeah.
but it was like basically probably probably 50, same size as the 55-inch TV I have in the living room. Like
Okay.
it's big.
Yeah.
Big ass flag.
You're not gonna miss that.
So big Trump 2024 flag, and then the other one was the big Blue Lives Matter flag, like the American flag with the blue line.
Okay.
And the kicker here was on the front windshield of this car.
Yeah.
The guy had a decal on the top of the front windshield, and all it said was "those guys."
Okay.
Those guys. Like, we have got a Trump flag, we've got a Blue Lives Matter flag. We're those guys. And when I read that,
Are they like making fun of themselves by doing that? Or
I feel like they're unintentionally making fun of themselves. Because, like,
they think it's cool.
exactly, they think it's cool. Like, because they put that on their car and they're thinking, yeah, we're those guys. What?
Yeah.
You say something
You
disrespectful?
say something about my mom?
You say something about my mom? You say something disrespectful? What? But everybody driving by is like, oh, fuck, it's those guys.
Right. Those guys again.
But here's the other crazy part of it is I'm thinking of this is like, hey, honey, let's get all the kids in the truck. You got the good Trump flag to throw in the back? Like, since we're taking these kids to the dinosaur exhibit, we got to tell them what we believe in.
Make sure they can see it.
We got to make sure people can see this while we take our kids to see the dinosaurs because they have to know. They have to know exactly what I think.
There's so many questions. Like,
There's so many questions. I wanted to pull to the side of the road, just grab Ezra out of the car and go talk to those guys
Yeah.
for a minute. Like, why? What are you doing? Like, I'm not even mad. I don't even disagree with you for believing in something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't agree with what you believe in. Your beliefs aren't mine.
sure.
And that's okay.
everybody's different.
But I want to fucking figure out why You think this is a good idea.
Well, these guys clearly think big, you know. They got the big truck.
They think big.
They got the big flag.
You got to respect them for that.
And it really makes me want to double down on my T-shirt idea where it says, like, I pooped today. But, like, make a huge flag and just put that on my, you know, my tiny Honda Fit. And just fly it and be like, I pooped today.
I pooped today.
I want everybody to know.
Dude, I would do the same thing on the back of my little Kia Rio 5. I'll drive all the way down to Reno, Nevada to go get married with a flag that says I pooped today.
That's the most important thing about my drive through the city is that everybody that sees me on the freeway knows. Even if they're in the other oncoming lanes, as they pass by, they can see it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'll have a reversed one for people looking in the rearview mirror too, where it's like the front of my car, just the whole front windshield. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. A decal on the front that says I pooped today. But like put it on there backwards so that when people see it in their rearview mirror, they're
right.
Like, they read it the
right way. That's really important that we do that.
Yeah, exactly. Which those guys, they've had it left to right. They didn't have it even printed the right way.
Yeah.
So.
And poop is a palindrome.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
We kind of got them beat with that idea.
Well, you could just put poop on there.
That would also
and
be
you wouldn't
sufficient.
even have to say I pooped.
I want to bring myself into this situation if I can. I want them to know I pooped.
Yeah.
It's not just about poop.
It's not just about poop.
It's about me and poop.
It's about the fact that I pooped.
My relationship with poop is that I did it. So I want people to know that.
Sometimes I do it 2 or 3 times a day.
If I haven't done it that day, I'll take the flag down.
Yeah. Who knows?
And then when I put it up, it's like,
yeah,
I did it.
I did it.
It's a celebration, really.
Yeah.
Isn't that what flags are about?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're advertising the same thing.
Right.
Like if you're going to say, hey, I believe in Trump 2024 or whatever other political candidate 2024, it's basically the same thing as saying, hey, I took a shit today.
Just want you to know.
Yeah, just want you to know. I just want you to understand that that's what I did.
That's my position on it.
Yeah. Is that I did it.
I did that. I pooped.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
yeah.
That's pretty wild. I wonder about that guy if it's like what, or people those guys, I guess. I wonder what it is about those guys that they think that people need to know, or like that's like a priority for them. That it's such a priority that they're going to go this extra effort to customize their
to kind of like flex on other people.
It's kind of a weird flex. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a weird flex.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I don't know.
I mean, I can't dive into that without getting too political. Like, I can't.
I always took the bumper sticker thing and like even clothing and stuff. Like, people, the idea of somebody buying something that they want to represent and wear for people to see is kind of lost on me, because I always get stuff. Like, I almost always get stuff from thrift stores that's like random. Like, I got a swim club shirt.
Well, don't
yesterday.
you think that's a flex in and of itself?
I think it's funny. It's like I wear it like ironically.
Well, that's a flex, though.
Is it? You think so?
It is a flex.
I'm trying to. I feel
because I'm wearing this ironically.
I'm wearing it ironically.
I'm wearing this ironically.
Isn't life so ironic?
Look at me. Look at how ironic I am.
I'm so different. I just do things a little different. Okay.
I'm from the East Coast. So.
Well, I remember here's a good example. My first guitar I got when I was 15. It was a cheap, like $50 guitar. My mom got it for me, and it was like a surprise. She knew I wanted to play guitar, and it was like an acoustic guitar. It was a Carlos.
Okay.
Really
Carlos?
Cheap. Yeah, very, very cheap.
That's a brand of guitar?
That's what it said. It said Carlos.
Carlos brand guitar.
Yeah, it was $50, brand new.
Okay.
She bought it from a guy was selling them out of the back of his truck in our town, North Carolina.
So your mom was just dealing with sketchy dudes who were selling guitars at the back of their truck.
One of those guys.
One of those guys.
But I got the guitar, and like, I don't know, I put my friend had given me, he was like doing automotive work at the time.
Yeah.
And he gave me a Felpro sticker, which I still don't really know what it is. I think it's like a brand of some kind of like oil or something. But I thought it'd be kind of funny to put it on my guitar. I was like, I don't even know what this is, but it has to do with cars. I'm going to put it on my guitar. Right. And then I like started collecting stickers that were like meaningless to me. Absolutely meaningless. And putting them on my guitar until my guitar was like totally covered in these these stickers that some of them I picked because they were more absurd than others. Like I got one from, I think it was some tech company came through our college and like gave out these stickers. It wasn't like AOL or something like that, but all it said was user on it.
User.
Yeah. So I just put that on there and it just says user. I thought that was like, I don't know. It's more like, it's more to have fun, to be funny than to like, actually, I'm not proud of any of those things. It's just like, it's like, if we jumble it all together, then it like is more interesting to me than like somebody actually takes it seriously. Like whatever, like, whatever brand. It's like, I feel like that, but at the same time, I was inadvertently advertising for those companies every open mic I played.
Yeah.
Felpro was probably like, this kid is like, getting around. Like, we love this guy. But I don't know. Like, that's like more of like the wasteland theory of America, where it's just this is a wasteland of stickers that I have.
The way that things work now is you have to like use some kind of code or something like that,
Like a QR.
Like
just cover your guitar in QR codes.
Like I'm a big fan of cycling, obviously. So there's a guy online called his name is Phil Guyman, and he has a couple of discount opportunities online, and you always use the code Phil sent me.
Oh,
and I've like typed that in on so many random things and gotten like a 20% discount.
Oh, really?
Like it's not even something that was advertised by him, but this guy just has his like fingers in so many different things.
Huh.
But like if you did the same thing in this day and age, like Felpro, like a car company like that, you could go play open mic nights and in between one of your songs, you'd be like, you could get 20% off 5W30 motor oil by Felpro by using the code Lamar sent me.
Yeah.
And you get a little chunk of money off of that.
Yeah.
They'd send you like $5 every time that happened or whatever.
I feel like that's what's wrong with America.
Yeah.
Is that whole thing. It's like, and I understand like the reason. I understand that advertising serves a purpose, that we wouldn't actually have a lot of the stuff that we have right now if it wasn't supported and like funded by advertisers. But we were talking about like how lame it is that there used to be venues that had like unique names, and now it's like, blue. It's like Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Well, yeah,
Arena.
I mean the Rose Garden Arena was like one of the last places that didn't have a corporate sponsor, and now it's the Moda Center. And it was something else before that. I think it was like some window company or something like that.
Right.
But it's kind of crazy. I think that's the way like our economy in general works. It's like it has to be bought out.
Right.
By a billionaire corporation, because those people,
they couldn't make it.
They own most of the money that should be in circulation in the U.S. We have to fall victim to that just because of the way the current system actually is.
Yeah. We're just all like whoring ourselves out to these corporations, which is part of the reason why it just seems so lame. Yeah. To be like, I'm going to see Metallica at the, Colgate Arena. It's like, you fucking nerd. Like, how much more lame?
See Metallica at the Vagisil Arena.
Well, that'd be kind of cool, though, right? That's actually neat.
That would be much better.
That'd be kind of cool.
I wish Vagisil owned an arena.
I would keep that ticket stub. You know?
I would be proud to keep that.
But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It just seems so like weak.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if lame really covers the word, the feeling, but it's like, it's not cool, man. Yeah. That's not cool.
Well, like what? We were talking to Danny earlier. Like he said, right before COVID, I saw Black Keys at the Staples Center. Yeah. And we were like, where's the Staples Center? He's like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
It's next to the Pepsi Arena, bro.
Next to the Pepsi Arena.
Yeah.
Denver. Colorado, dude.
Colorado.
What
dude.
other town is there in Colorado? I'm like, well, dude, Colorado's a really big state.
There's
so
a couple towns.
half of Colorado looks like Kansas. So, I mean, let's be a little bit more specific.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I don't know. I don't think there's like the I was thinking about the Dr. Dog line where he's like, there ain't no way to sweep up the mess we've made.
Yeah.
You know, there is no getting out of that system that we have.
Yeah.
There's
no simple solution.
We're all empty shells that corporations just feed off of.
Yeah.
Like I kind of picture this like kind of robot factory that we're just kind of like,
yeah,
the wires are like fully invested inside of us now. It's like, I don't know. There's no way to be like, the only way we could do anything differently would be to come together as a community to not need all that, to not be like hoard out. But is that something that I don't really see that happening, anytime soon.
I don't think that's possible in America.
Small communities, sure, we could do it. But I don't see all
definitely
of us.
small communities. Small communities in Portland could definitely accomplish that.
Do you think a small community could build a giant arena?
I mean, eventually.
I think so, yeah.
It would take several lifetimes, though, man. It would take a lot of generations of people being committed to it.
Adobe?
Yeah.
Like a mud, like a kind of a clay with sticks.
I thought you were talking about like Adobe Acrobat Reader.
Oh yeah.
That's how Americanized I am.
Yeah. You know what? I have to just throw this in there because I used to use a lot of their stuff and I prefer the clay now because Adobe, like, they jumped on the bandwagon of like subscriptions and stuff. Mm-hmm. And like you see that I went to get like a guitar chord thing app on my phone. And it's like, you don't really know if it's going to be a subscription thing until you install it. And then it's like, first 7 days are free. And then it's like $10 a month. It's like, everything's that way now. Mm-hmm. It used to be. Used to be.
Back in the day. But you'd be able to build an Adobe house with your own hands.
Buy an Adobe house. You don't have to pay for it every month.
Nowadays, you got to call the mailman to come over to that. Hey, Charlie. Get over here and build my Adobe house. Used to be.
But it is like the idea is that these coders, these companies aren't actually getting paid enough money to like make money doing this, charging a one-time fee. Because it used to be you could buy Photoshop.
Used to be you could buy Photoshop.
You would buy it for whatever exorbitant price, but it's a complicated program, whatever. But you own it. Yeah. And you can continue reinstalling it on new computers. Yeah. Now you pay like whatever it is a month, which over the course of a year is more, or 2 years is more than you would have paid for the thing. Like, I think that's bullshit. Yeah. Like, I still have apps on my phone that I paid for like, 3 years ago or 4 years ago that I'm grandfathered in on. But I tell friends about it now and they're like, it's a subscription, dude. You pay for that? Yeah. Like, no, fuck that. I would never pay for that. Yeah. Because you think about, like,
have to eventually,
like Netflix, Hulu, and like everybody and their mom has a streaming service now. So you've got like 15 streaming services you're subscribed to. That's supposed to be better than what cable used to be.
You pay like $800 plus a month just for all your subscription services.
Yeah, but then you forget they're counting on you to like forget about it. Yeah, and auto pay it. Yeah. So even after you're dead, like they're still debiting.
Well, they're also counting on you to like pay for it for a few months and then cancel it, so they can just like keep that money. Yeah. And they don't ever have to pay any of it back. Right.
Yeah, I find that practice like as repulsive as like the idea of like
used to be you bought something and you owned it.
You pick it up, you put it in your hands, and you got it.
Nowadays, you got to give your mailman $15 a month. Hey, Charlie, why don't you get over here and fuck my wife? It'll take me $15 a month. How about you go fuck my wife, too? Get over here, Charlie.
That was a dream. I just want to explain this to people. You actually had this dream, right?
Yeah. I did.
This was so many years ago, and it still comes up.
It's such a dumb joke, man.
It's a good one, though.
It's such a dumb joke, but it's like, Originally, in the dream, what happened was I was talking to some old man, and this old man was sitting in a bar, and he was talking to me, and he was going, "Used to be a man could stand outside buck naked and fuck his wife. Can't do that anymore. Gotta call the mailman to come over and do it. Hey, Charlie! I'll just get over here and fuck my wife." It's the most absurd.
Yeah.
I remember waking up from that and being like, what?
Where did that come
How
from?
did that come out of my brain? When did I think that?
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
But yeah, that is how I feel about that. It's
Yeah.
all of it. I mean, the advertising and all of it. It's just like,
No, it's absurd. And we talked about this in the last episode.
it is absurd.
Nothing actually matters. And I feel like the
Right.
people that are actually advertising are embracing that ideology.
Right.
Because they're saying, hey, nothing actually matters. So we're just going to put this out in the universe.
Yeah.
And if it makes people buy something, that's the only thing I care about.
Hey, your kid's got cancer? Let's sell some dog food.
Let's sell some fucking dog food. Exactly.
That's how an advertiser's mind works.
Exactly.
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
And he's just perfect the way he is.
Welcome
you know?
to America, man.
Yeah.
Well, not welcome to America. Welcome to the United States.
Yeah.
Let's start saying it property. Let's start saying it properly,
Yeah.
because people from Canada are from America. People from Brazil are from
Well, people
America.
from Canada live in the shadow of America, is my
They
understanding.
live in the shadow of America.
Yeah.
Talk to Max about that. I don't know what it's like to grow up and live in the shadow of America.
Yeah, I find it interesting that all the stuff that we were talking about with all of the advertising and the manipulation and stuff, but it's like even more fascinating to me that other countries are obsessed like with this culture that we've created. That's like, they don't see that dark side of it
Yeah.
or something.
Well, it's just because it's so different.
Yeah,
It's so different from the rest of the world. It doesn't make it any better.
yeah, definitely not.
Like, the only reason we know that it's not better is because we experience it on a day-to-day basis. We see its
Yeah.
flaws.
Well, we get to experience the daily hollowness of
Yeah.
what that life leads to, and it's just like, oh, was this worth it? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
was it worth it? I
Yeah.
don't know. But yeah, I don't think there's really a turning back at this point. It's like, I guess we're gonna ride this out or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Check it out, or
Yeah, check it out or whatever.
we'll take a look at it.
Take a look at it. But anyway,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, what do you think, Lamar?
I don't know. I don't think anymore.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add.
Pretty good. Yeah,
I feel like we came to an inroads, and I think that was a pretty good conversation.
yeah. I think it.
Well, like, I mean, if anybody's listening this far into the episode, like, you should definitely, like, write us a message on Instagram or TikTok or
Yeah, let us
whatever
know.
format you have us on, and just tell us what you think. You know, tell us your own experiences with American advertising. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, it'll be good.
I mean,
Also,
yeah, we'd probably even just discuss it on the next episode. You know,
let's talk about it.
probably bring up some things we don't even think about or whatever.
What kind of sounds are you hearing in your shower room?
Yeah,
your
exactly.
gym? I'm curious if that's just my gym or.
But what do we got? We got Two Honks Podcast on Instagram. You can find us there.
Yeah.
Two Honks Podcast at gmail.com. That's our email address.
Drop us a line, ask for advice.
You can drop us a line on there. You can ask for life advice. You can give us suggestions. Whatever the fuck you want to say, really. I mean, if you say something rude, we're probably just not going to respond.
Yeah.
But, you know, shoot us a line. Even if it's rude. I don't care. Just shoot us the line.
We don't care. So
I mean, but if you shoot us a line and it's rude, we're probably not going to respond. Just remember that.
yeah.
And then what's the other outlet? TikTok. We're Two Honks Podcast on TikTok now.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing. So.
We have no fucking clue what we're doing on TikTok, but we're giving it a shot.
Why not?
So
Why not jump on in?
yeah, jump on in. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, should we give this a yurt?
Yeah, check it out.
Hey, yurt!